Billions of dollars disappear into the shadows every single year. Cartels, cybercriminals, and corrupt politicians all use the same weapon: a secret code hidden in plain sight. For decades, investigators tried to crack it. But this story isn't just about hidden money. It's about a global network designed to wash fortunes clean, and the invisible language that powers it. It begins with a question: how do criminals turn dirty money into clean cash without raising suspicion? The answer lies in the mechanics of money laundering. The process is as old as crime itself, but in the digital age, it has evolved into a billion-dollar empire. At its core, money laundering is about transformation, making illegal funds appear legitimate. Drug trafficking profits, terrorist financing, bribes, and cybercrime revenue all flow through the same invisible channels. In 2016, the Panama Papers shook the world. Millions of leaked documents revealed how billionaires, politicians, and corporations hid their fortunes in offshore accounts. Journalists exposed names tied to tax havens across the globe. But beneath the headlines, something even more sinister appeared. A pattern, a coded system within international finance. A hidden language embedded in spreadsheets, invoices, and bank transfers. Investigators began to realize that this was no random collection of secrets. It was a playbook. The code ran through the veins of the global banking system. To the untrained eye, wire transfers looked like harmless strings of letters and numbers. But to those who understood, they contained messages, signals, identifiers, and markers. 4 digits in one field, 3 letters in another. Together they told a story. The code directed money through a maze of offshore accounts, shell companies, and fake contracts. Each piece carefully crafted to mask the origin of illicit wealth. While governments tried to fight it, criminals adapted. On the dark web, laundering evolved with technology. Cryptocurrencies became the new frontier. Bitcoin mixers and tumblers scrambled transactions, making funds nearly untraceable. Drug cartels, hackers, and fraudsters converted dirty money into crypto, spun it through multiple wallets, and cashed out through seemingly legitimate exchanges. A single line of code could wash millions in minutes. And unlike traditional banking, no regulators were watching. But what truly alarmed investigators wasn't just the use of crypto. It was how the old and new systems merged. Offshore bank accounts in the Cayman Islands, shell companies in Cyprus, real estate deals in London and New York, digital wallets in unregulated exchanges. Together, they formed a global pipeline where dirty money flowed invisibly. The same code was found again and again, written into wire transfers, disguised in invoices embedded in contracts. A secret language of fraud. Whistleblowers began to emerge. In London, a financial analyst spotted unusual patterns in bank transfers. Funds bounced between 5 countries in under 2 hours. She filed reports, but they were ignored. Weeks later, she disappeared. Yet her leaked documents painted a vivid picture. Bribes disguised as consulting fees, yachts purchased as logistics expenses, shell companies owning entire luxury blocks in major cities. The code was there, hiding in plain sight. These revelations pulled back the curtain on something far bigger than isolated scandals. Entire luxury districts were built on laundered money. In London, penthouses worth tens of millions sat empty, owned by companies with no staff and no products. In New York, skyscrapers changed hands through secretive LLCs. Behind the facades were networks of coded transactions, a system so vast that even regulators struggled to untangle it. The shocking truth was that the masterminds weren't gangsters in dark alleys or hackers in hoodies. They were bankers, lawyers, accountants, and coders. Professionals in boardrooms who engineered the system. They built the secret code, and in doing so, created an economy of shadows. Every laundering ring had its architects. People who wrote the rules, crafted the contracts, and designed the pathways that moved billions undetected. And governments, many looked the other way. After all, this shadow economy poured money into real estate, markets, and investments. Cracking down meant exposing not just criminals but elites and institutions. Every time investigators got close, the code evolved. New shell companies appeared. New crypto tools emerged. New offshore jurisdictions opened their doors. The code never truly died. It adapted like a living organism. Every leak, every arrest, every headline was just another chapter. And yet billions kept flowing. For ordinary citizens, this isn't some distant conspiracy. The consequences touch us daily. Housing markets inflated by illicit cash. Businesses distorted by unfair competition. Corruption normalized because the wealthy could always hide their fortunes. What is this code really? It's more than numbers and letters. It's a culture of secrecy. A system of trust among those who profit from shadows. A digital key that turns crime into wealth, invisible to the naked eye. Tonight we've traced its path. From the Panama Papers to the dark web, from shell companies to luxury towers. We've seen how it hides in wire transfers, fake invoices, and encrypted wallets. We've seen the whistleblowers silenced and the investigators outmaneuvered. And we've seen the architects in their glass offices, wearing suits, not masks. This is the hidden language of global crime. And while governments tell us they are fighting it, the reality is clear. For every ring exposed, another waits in the shadows. The code doesn't just launder money. It launders power. The question now is simple. How much of this secret code is already touching your life? How much of your world is shaped by fortunes that vanished into the shadows, only to reappear clean, powerful, and untouchable? This is the story of a billion-dollar laundering empire. And though we've pulled back the curtain tonight, the code continues to operate, just beyond our sight. This was Cybercrime Vault. Stay alert. Stay informed.